Hi, Dan Butler here to talk to you about our collections process. For us, rent is due on the 1st, late on the 6th, and that's at that point, that's when our girls kick in. They're calling, texting, emailing, whatever it takes to get contact with that tenant and find out when they're going to pay. With that information, we actually upload it to our PropertyWare software on the collections report that we created for you guys. You can go and see who's paid, when they paid, and if they haven't paid, when are they going to pay. They give us that feedback. We immediately put it in the computer. It's live. As soon as the call happens, you can see what's been said and what the commitment is. On the 17th of every month, we actually email you a list of anybody that hasn't paid and what the plan is, which usually means we're moving towards eviction. On the 20th, unless you've stated otherwise, or we have a firm commitment that we feel really good about, we go ahead and file that eviction on the 20th. What does that do? Why do we do it that way? It puts us evicting the tenant on the 1st of the next month. By the time we get the process server, get the paperwork, so we're in the court on the 1st of the next month. That gives them plenty of time to pay for that current month. But what that does is once we get there, the judge, all he cares about is what the balance due for that tenant is. And so if they paid you, say, for this month, but they still owe for the month when you just got to court, the judge is going to give you a judgment for that month. And what that does is stops that effect of pay the rent, go to court, pay the rent, go to court, pay the rent. We lock them in, and it's been very effective. They do it in my personal portfolio, and it's made tremendous improvement in the collections percentage for my personal portfolio, and I know it will for yours as well. Other than that, we go to court every week. We file quite a few evictions every week. But 60+% of those guys pay. They pay and stay, 60+%. So not every eviction we file turns into somebody being put out on the street and having to release that house. That doesn't happen. But I've had to learn a new behavior with our current team that do it early. Do it in a reasonable time. Don't do it on the 5th, but give them time. And by the 20th, if they haven't made the payment, let's go ahead and file. And guess what? You've caught them early enough where they can catch up and make up the rent and stay. So we have a lot of that happens every month, which hate to file evictions, but sometimes you got to do it to get their attention. Make sure they know you're serious, and that's where I've enjoyed that relationship because I used to do my own. I used to manage my own and collections, and I was terrible. I would listen to every story there was and just let them pay partial payments, let them pay when they wanted. I'd collect a little bit every week, and once I let it go a couple years ago, it took several months to do it, but once I did, it was awesome. Those girls, they do a great job. They're objective. They're just we pay them every day to collect your money. The other thing I would add is we actually, because we do to court, we don't charge you for any service for collections, but we do keep late fees, and that just helps offset our cost to go down to court every week, doing all the administrative paperwork for the attorneys, and all that good stuff. And lastly, I just tell you that from a cost standpoint, our eviction cost is $225. That's the court cost, that's the attorney, that's the process server. Tremendous price that we've been able to drive down because of the volume of houses that we manage. Got a great partner attorney that works exclusively for us, and because of that, we have a great rate. And that just helps, to me, it just helped make it an easier decision to file that eviction versus not wanting to spend $350, $400, sometimes $500, depending on the attorney and and who you use. But if you have any questions, feel free to call me, 901-289-7888, or email me at dan@crestcore.com. Thank you.